Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Assalamu alaikum. It's February 21st, 2025. I just woke up and today I'm about to embark on my very first Umrah. Come with me. I packed my bag the night before, but honestly, I kept checking it over and over again because I was scared I would forget something. So I grabbed some clothes, my slippers, my ihram, and a few personal belongings. This was going to be a very long journey. We're about to cover a distance of approximately 1,275 kilometers by road. We made a stop along the way just to refresh and to quickly pray. After prayers, we got back on the road. Night travel does something to you. You start replaying things you don't normally think about. Memories, decisions, questions you've been postponing. I sat beside the driver whilst everyone was sleeping to keep him company. It was around midnight, maybe around 2 a.m. I think, when we're almost reaching the miqat, the point where the journey would truly begin. Soon enough, we reached the miqat, but before that, we had to make a stop for some people to grab some few things they probably forgot. Then we changed into our ihram, made our intentions, offered 2 rak'ats, and resumed our journey towards Kaaba. And finally, we reached Makkah around 6 or 7 a.m. I think in the morning. Beautiful scenes within the city of Makkah, mashallah. The architecture is stunning. The road networks are phenomenal. Everything feels intentional here. And of course, everything feels sacred and holy, just like the places. From the hotel where I lodged, you could actually see the clock tower from a distance. So I stayed at Mahad Risala 3 hotel. A very nice place actually. They are not paying me for this, but I'll probably leave their details in the description if you want to check them out. It was close to the roadside, close to major landmarks, and so we checked into the hotel. This was the room I stayed in, very spacious, very clean. There were multiple beds, so if you are coming with friends or family, this would honestly be good enough. So after settling in, I went around to check the facilities, the restaurants, and most importantly, the masjid. So you take the elevator up to the last floor, I think, which houses the hotel masjid. Of course, in Saudi Arabia, there's a masjid almost everywhere. But I still wanted to see how accessible this one was. It was a calm, beautiful space. After checking everything out, I went back to prepare myself. I was about to head to Masjid al-Haram to perform Umrah. It was Friday actually when I arrived. Beautiful scenes everywhere. People moving, different faces, different cultures, young, old, all gathered here for one purpose, subhanAllah. Breathtaking, isn't it? It takes a bit of effort to reach the ground floor of the Haram, where the Kaaba actually is, because of the sheer number of people. So if you're coming with someone, you really need to stay close or you might lose them. Eventually, I found my way. Because it's Friday, I prayed Jum'ah first, and then right after Jum'ah, begin the process of Umrah. And subhanAllah, guess who led the prayer that day? The revered Imam of the Haram himself, Sheikh Dr. Abdul Rahman al-Sudais, mashallah, standing there shoulder to shoulder with thousands of believers, listening to his voice echo through the Haram.
إخواننا في فلسطين الأمن والأمان والاستقرار والاطمئنان والسلام. واحفظ المسجد الأقصى، اللهم احفظ المسجد الأقصى شامخا عزيزا إلى يوم الدين. اللهم أغثنا.
During the khutbah, he made heartfelt dua for the Muslim Ummah, for unity, for forgiveness, and especially for our brothers and sisters in Gaza. You could feel it in the air. People wiping their tears, hands raised, hearts were heavy, yet very hopeful. In moments like this, it didn't matter where you are from. It didn't matter who you are. Titles disappeared. Differences faded. We were all just servants standing before our Rabb, Allah, and asking for mercy. But just briefly, Umrah involves making your intention and wearing your ihram at the miqat. Once you reach Kaaba, you perform Tawaf, where you encircle the Kaaba 7 times. Then you walk back and forth between Safa and Marwa 7 times also. And finally, you do the sunnah shaving and trimming of your hair. The process is slightly a bit different for females, especially when it comes to going back and forth between Safa and Marwa and some other rituals as well, I guess. This is typically the process for males. So that was the last step for me, trimming my hair, and thankfully I was able to get some content for that part. So after completing Umrah, I exited Haram. The number of people outside was still overwhelming. It was even more than when I was entering. I made my way towards As-Safa Tower, which is very close to the clock tower. And that's exactly where I trim my hair. Some people prefer to do it themselves. Some do it at their hotels. But this is where I do mine. Along the way, a few people approached me and helped to direct me to the barber shops. So inside the towers, there are many shops and marketplaces. You can find really good gifts for family and friends here. Eventually, I found the barber shop and something I have kept for a long time. It's all now gone. Alhamdulillah. So I trimmed my hair, and after that, I had to go check out some few historic places around Makkah. And honestly, it's a lot. The towers, the skill, the energy. Man, it was too much. So I did the best I could. And after a while, I had to go back to the hotel to take some rest. So later in the evening, I went out again. And this maqabara is very close to where I stayed. I don't know all the details, but I understand that some important figures are actually buried here. May Allah be pleased with them. So I headed towards Makkah again to get some night time views. And night in Makkah is actually different. Children playing around, people walking. It feels like this city doesn't sleep, wallah. The city feels alive and very peaceful. So I tried calling this cat, fully expecting a moment with it. You know, I love cats a lot, but it ignored me completely. Fair enough. Police patrols around to keep security intact. I also noticed the public buses. So back home in Ghana and mostly in some African countries, we call commercial transports trotro. So here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, these buses, which are like trotro, highly subsidized. Eventually, I grabbed some ice cream because I needed it. I was tired. and thirsty. Before heading back, I had to fetch some Zamzam water to carry home. And then I headed back to the hotel. And then one last moment before I'd leave for Medina, I had to feed these birds and make dua for my brother, my friend, someone I miss deeply. And I wish he was here with me. Inshallah, I hope if this journey brought me anything, I hope it brought him reward as well. May Allah accept it from him, from me, and from you watching. Maybe in another video, I'll share my experience in Medina. If there was anything helpful in this video, please let me know in the comments. Share with me how your experience was like doing Umrah. And please do also subscribe, like, and share with a friend.